All right, this is maybe the most unique one of these that we've done. We're joined by the guy that's apparently too much magic, according to Kevin Hart, and all of that. And there's probably a movie role coming for him sometime soon, I'm sure, unless it hasn't been pitched already. Of course, the Amish rifle, Ryan Fitzpatrick, joins us. It is great to see you. You're in this sort of dark shadow. It's maybe Halloween appropriate the way we're seeing you tonight, Fitz.
Yeah, I think so. I apologize. I'm in a car traveling right now. Just flew from Arizona to New York.
And then from there on your
That's
way
right for
to
the
Western New
time.
York.
A little creepy.
Yeah, it's all
and
good.
Eventually on my way to Western New York. I'll get there on Wednesday. So
very good. So obviously you're doing all the commercials and the Amazon thing, and you're doing great at it. And I was curious, since now you're one of us at this point. Now you're a member of the media. Do you know now? Do you understand how stressful it is to be one of us?
Well, I will say my first taste of that last year. My first thing I had to do for Amazon, we had Kansas City and the Chargers. I had to fly to LA and interview Justin Herbert. And so I was like waiting outside of the Chargers facility in LA, like hoping to be let in the gates. And it was like such a humbling experience, just standing outside, like praying to be let in, and then Justin answered yes or no to pretty much every question I asked and didn't add on anything at all. So that was really fun, but it's been up since then.
Good. Yeah, that is the most horrific, nightmarish interview you could ever have, and it happened to be on your first one. Well, at least you got it out of your system. So before you take, well, I don't not stage your set. So you have, I'm assuming, a hair person, a makeup person. Do you have a beard person?
So I kind of do my own hair and beard, and then I have somebody that's got to apply the makeup to try to make me look pretty on TV. But my kids, my youngest kids, my 8, 6, and 4-year-old, they think I'm a judge. We watch American Idol and shows like that. So when I leave, they say, "Dad, are you going to be a judge?" Which it makes sense. It looks like I'm on a panel up there and I'm judging people. So
This is true. This is true. Very adept on their part. How possibly do you follow every team you played for, or don't you?
Oh, this last week was rough. So my wife and I kind of always joke about it. How'd we do this week? And I think this last week we went 0-5 with 4 buys. I
Oh my
think
God.
it wasn't a great week for the former Fitzpatrick teams, but this week we're guaranteed a win or at least a tie, at least because of Thursday night.
That's
which would
right.
be nice.
That's right. So I feel bad asking you to do this because there's probably a guy like me in Cincinnati and in Houston and in DC and New York. This is where you say, "No, Bull, you're one of a kind, man."
I actually lost you for a second, and I think it was something about how I'm supposed to say how wonderful you are, but I
Yeah.
did lose the connection a little bit there. But you are a wonderful, wonderful guy.
You're equally wonderful because it was a couple of years ago. This is appropriate for this weekend. My wife and I were going to Tampa to actually look, very casually look at retirement property. And we spent the weekend there, and it was a blast. And I texted you. I said, "Where do you go for dinner there?" And you sent me, well, not literally, but you suggested going to Charlie's, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it would have been better if I was on an NFL salary. Um,
Oh, I told them to give you the discount. Did they not give you the discount?
they said, "Wait, there was another bull that got here before you."
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But no, in honesty, God, it was absolutely phenomenal. And we still, I don't know if you ever got it there when you ate there, but they have this like cauliflower thing that's like a full head of cauliflower, and it's like baked with cheese, and it's really, you think because it's a vegetable, it's supposed to be absolutely great for you, and they make it absolutely horrific for you.
But you feel good about yourself because it says
100%.
cauliflower.
I mean, it's
So,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like pizza with Diet Pepsi, right?
Yeah, we did plenty of those O-line dinners there where you don't really order anything. They just put everything in front of you and you just eat it and pay the cost.
Yeah, and one of the big guys picks up the tab, right? Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the game that you're going to watch and Judge Fitzpatrick. How do the Bills get good? And I don't know how much you've watched of Josh and the Bills in the past couple of weeks, but they are really, really struggling, especially offensively. I mean, how do they get good?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched every game. I've got, my 14-year-old is a huge Bills fan, and my
Awesome.
16-year-old is somehow a Dolphins fan.
Hmm.
So that's an interesting rivalry in the household. But yeah, we're glued to the TV every Sunday, and these last 3 weeks, especially the first half, have been a huge struggle. That's an understatement. But I'd love to see the same thing the fans want to see. I want to see some more design runs for Josh, because I don't think it could be understated how important that is for the psyche of the team. That's the identity of this team. Is we think our football team's better than you, and we think our quarterback is tougher than yours. And so I would like to see them get back to that a little bit. And I think the other thing that they struggle with is since Beasley left and since Emmanuel Sanders left a couple of years ago, that third wide receiver spot, they just haven't really been able to find a guy to fit in that spot. I think Kincaid, as a tight end, is really going to come on. He's super talented, but they need another receiver to step up. And I think just consistency with Gabe Davis as well with his production. He's got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how much you've paid attention to Tampa Bay at this point, but what do you know about the Bucks coming into this game?
It's going to be a tough matchup because I played for Todd Bowles for 2 years when I was in New York, and he's a tough coach, man. He's aggressive. His defenses are always difficult to go against, especially in a short week when you don't have as much time to prep. He's going to throw a couple things at you that are going to be difficult. They're going to have to adjust throughout the game. But Tampa's struggle this year has been on offense. It's been being able to put up 20 points in a game. And it's going to be interesting because all the injuries that have happened to Buffalo on defense, you assume Tampa's going to come in. They're going to see some of the film from the last few weeks. They're going to try to really establish the run. They'll throw the ball deep to Godwin and Evans and hope to get some plays out of it. But the things that the Bills have struggled with the last few weeks on defense, Tampa's going to try to exploit. And, Josh, they're going to come after him and try to get him to force some stuff and have some turnovers.
7 weeks in, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I had an interesting, they asked me that last week, and I said, I really like the Ravens, and everybody laughed at me. And then the Ravens come out and beat the brakes off of the Lions. And now it doesn't look as bad this week, but the NFL this year more than most just seems funny, because 1 week people are talking about the Dolphins being unbeatable. Then the Bills beat them 48-20, and the Patriots can't win a game. And then the Patriots beat the Bills. And it's such a goofy time in the league right now. The constant is Kansas City somehow just keeps winning games. They played well offensively this last week, but I really like Baltimore as kind of one of those sleeper picks. And after they beat Detroit, I guess they're not so much of a sleeper, but Baltimore and San Fran is kind of who I have penciled in.
Yeah. Two last questions. First of all, when you are flying commercial, how much time do you spend just taking selfies? And I mean, you are so recognizable. How do you possibly make it through an airport without getting mobbed?
Well, today was especially funny because I sat down. Usually I get there, 15 minutes before my flight and just try not to spend a lot of time in the airport. But today I sat down about 20 minutes, and in the span of 4 minutes, I had a Jets fan, a Bills fan, a Bucks fan, a Rams fan, and the ever so elusive Titans fan come up to me and ask me for a picture. So that's always the funny thing as we go through airports is we check them off the list to see what teams say hi and they'd like a quick picture.
That's
but today
so
it was
awesome.
5 or 6 teams. Yeah, it's funny.
That's awesome. And then my last question is, I know your son is playing football and he's also a quarterback. So what style quarterback is he? I mean, does he have your wife's athleticism? Because we know she was a better athlete than you.
Yeah.
So does he have her athleticism? Is he one of those sort of RPO athletic quarterbacks, or is he a pocket guy? Like what is he?
Well, right now he is a growing young boy that is in the awkward phase of he's 6'3" and his legs are, come up to about my shoulders. So he's still trying to figure out how to move in his rapidly growing body right now. But I think he got more of my athleticism, unfortunately. So he won't be the running dual threat quarterback that we're all hoping for.
Hey, listen, we all remember you were sneaky athletic.
You're right, sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
Definitely, I could get you 3 yards and then dive awkwardly into the ground every now and again.
I mean, you could also complete a pass while looking through your ear hole. I mean, you could do that too.
I'm a man of many talents. Man of many talents. Thank you.
No, thank you, my friend. I'm so happy we could catch up. And I know you still have to get to Buffalo on Wednesday, and when you do, the short time you'll be back in Western New York, have as much fun as you possibly can. I know everybody and their brothers, trying to get a hold of you, me included. So, if I don't see you, enjoy your time. Well, I'll certainly watch you on television or see you at the stadium, whatever the case may be. But I really appreciate it. Safe travels in the Big Apple, and great to see you, man. Thanks for doing this.
All right. You too. Thank you. We'll see you.
All right, brother.
All right.